now.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect?
Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Detroit Cast on a Wednesday, an early edition of the Detroit Cast for a Wednesday with Mike and Jay. Big E is here. No poos. No
I
poos.
missed the poos already.
Devastated? Are you? Does it seem like you? It seems like you guys were just here. I got to be honest with you.
I know, dude. It really does. We
Yeah.
were.
We
less
wrapped
than
up.
10 hours ago.
Yeah, which is weird. I worried that there wasn't going to be anything for us to talk about, but
There is.
we'll do our best, right? We'll get through it. Anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. Dare I say a big show? We got a parasite to talk about, a brothel tester. We meant to get to that story yesterday. We'll get to that later. Lara Logan, you familiar with Lara Logan?
Yes, I am.
60 Minutes. We'll talk about
Brutal
her.
story.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Charlie Hebdo, money feuds going on there. We
Back
got
in the news.
we got a disturbing pedophile babysitter story.
Oh,
It's not what you think, unfortunately. A subway sex assault, that plane crash in France, which on
yeah. How
the
do you feel about
surface-
that? You're about to get on a plane.
Yeah, I am. I'm about to go to Arizona, and my initial thought was, oh, this is bad news.
No.
And then the more I thought about it,
Great. news.
this is great news out of France. It really is.
These things don't happen twice in one day.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very rare to happen at all. And these 142 souls, God bless them, but
It's good for you.
for me personally, living in an me world, I can't say this is terrible news. I mean,
Well, that's what Drew used to always say that, right? That was the deal.
What?
If there was a plane crash, that's the day. Get on a plane right now.
Yeah.
Because,
everybody's on heightened alert.
Right.
And kind of, you feel like at least people are trying their hardest, where they get a little lackadaisical. A few months have gone by since anything fell out of the air. And, sloppiness comes into play. But today,
you'll be fine.
you would hope.
Well, we win either way, as we've discussed.
E and I win. Either way.
Yes.
Well, do you really with a plane crash? If I meet my demise this week in the coming days, whether it's at the Grand Canyon, what would you rather?
I might rather
happen?
have you die at the Grand Canyon in a
Grand
spectacular fashion, though. It has to be some sort of, I don't know, leap from a high
Swan
dive sort of deal. A plane crash, what you're doing is you're risking that you just get melded in with the other 150 people,
Right.
and you're not that remarkable.
No, not at
to
all.
stand out that much.
Quite unremarkable, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. See, the problem is there's a couple different wrinkles to what your perfect scenario and plan. If I were to swan dive at the Grand Canyon, the only way that I go down at the Grand Canyon is if I'm so guilt riddled that Beth went down at the Grand Canyon, if she slipped, because I'm not going to push Beth over a cliff. I've made that very clear. However, if I'm with a group of people, I can exonerate myself. They go, yeah, he didn't do that. She just, she got a little lazy and slipped and down
Lost
she
your footing.
went. Yeah. But if nobody's around, all I'll be thinking about is this damn show and things that have been said here, at which point the swan dive may come into play. However,
Ooh, Jay,
nobody's going to be there to see my swan dive.
No, you know what though, Jay? A murder-suicide? That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
But see, they need a villain to put on trial to hold accountable for the comments said on this
But there's
show.
a lot of unanswered questions.
But, yeah.
It could be interesting. That could be,
Yeah.
you could put together a 48 hours.
I think the 48 hours is better if I'm on trial
Well,
somewhere.
I don't know
with
that it
E and
is.
with
I
E and I
don't-
being willing to do some interviews, I think we do it either way.
Yeah, I don't know that it is. A murder-suicide is very sexy.
It's not as sexy.
It's very in right now.
It's not as in right now as if Beth. I mean, Beth is the key to this. If Beth takes one for the team, yeah, granted,
Right,
my
Beth
life's
has
over.
to die.
Oh, that's
in this scenario,
unquestionable.
Beth has to die.
She can't make it.
For you guys to have any sort of success and legs off this grand story,
She can't walk out of that canyon.
if I got a call from Mike saying that, like, or from Beth saying, what a crazy situation, you guys kept joking about it, but Mike fell, I'm sitting here,
Which is highly more likely.
we might have to restart some funds, get me out there and push Beth off a cliff, and then be like, crazy, I don't know what happened.
Now you've just implicated yourself.
You got to take a little guy with you, though.
Yeah.
First, we have to
Yeah.
find an adventurous fidget.
No, there are many risks at play here. E brought it up. We've talked about it before. And my argument has always been, like, I worried whenever Drew and I would drive somewhere. It's like, you realize if we die in a flaming car crash, it becomes Drew and friend die in crash. Like, I'm just and friend at that point.
Oh yeah.
Like, it doesn't count. Like, I don't get the credit I feel like I deserve. So all it would take is, like, I don't know, an A-level ball player, like Class A.
Going out to Arizona, that's not unheard of, right?
I know.
Especially
This
right
time of
now,
year.
yeah.
You wouldn't even need a AAA ball player, or God forbid a pro ball player's on your flight. I would need
then
just
you're
a
screwed.
single A ball player to trump the news story that I went down.
Yeah. No, you're
So,
right.
I mean, the odds are very unlikely that there's nobody credible on that plane or that's done anything remarkable, because I know I haven't. Like, this is almost the most remarkable thing I've done is whatever this is. And so the odds of a CEO being on board, or a top surgeon, God forbid a celebrity, that would be devastating for this.
Yeah, Detroit is quite a hub in terms of travel. So you're right. People might be picking up that flight to go out to Arizona. Ball player could be going out, as you say. You're way down on the rung of the ladder.
Yeah.
So I think something at the Grand Canyon might be better. But it has to be in spectacular, interesting fashion.
Well, the groundwork has been laid, though. I've already set the groundwork in play by making horrific
Statements
comments
about pushing back.
and statements, exactly, of pushing over Mount Tam in California. And all it sparked from was how easy I said it would be. That's all it took. It was a very narrow path up this mountain. And it was like, wow, this would be incredibly easy. Not that I want to do it, but those comments live on forever in the ether, and there's no way around them. So I think if we both go down together, I don't think that's the way you want this to play out. I think Beth, obviously, without a doubt, has to take one for the team. But then I have to end up on trial somewhere with this audio recordings being played for the nation. That's where you get Dateline's interest.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
We're good with that, right?
I'm okay with that.
But I don't know what my mental state will be in. You might have to literally talk me off the ledge if I call you first, if something were to happen.
No big deal. We can handle that.
Yeah,
I'm not calling you, E. You'll tell me to jump, just do it.
it's not worth it.
It's time for me to be the number 2. Big things ahead for Big E, stock inspector.
Don't you love how Mike is all of a sudden nervous? He's leaving the house now, so he's got all these things in play that could happen. There's all these scenarios whipping through his mind.
And
Like, what if this? What if
Isn't
this?
this just
This
what
shit
normal people
happens,
do a few
though.
times
Right.
a year? Leave and go places?
No, but I'm telling you, dude, this would be like, this could be the end for me. I mean, this really doesn't look good in a court, Jay. And I don't feel like I've got support from my teammates at all.
You could always just go to a scenic overview and just look at the canyon. You don't have to go walking through that shit. There's
Agreed.
Plenty of other places to go hike if she wants to hike. Don't have to hike down the friggin' Grand Canyon.
Well, tell her that. I agree. I don't think it's anything I want to be doing, period. So anyway, well, fingers crossed.
Send
I
her with
suppose.
G's wife or something.
Yeah, maybe. She seems to think that I should be there for some reason.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm really nervous about this trip all of a sudden. I really am. I don't even think I'm looking forward to it anymore. I feel like this could be the last time I'm ever on this show. Right here.
Like fucking George Costanza, man. You're just like, here you are going on
Anxiety.
a few
Anxiety
days, and you're just
riddle.
so worried that something it's never
not
gonna
good.
it's never gonna be positive.
Yeah. The Lord's going to take it away from me
God would
before I
never
get
let,
it.
Right. God would never let me be happy.
Anyway, the plane, the great news out of France
shit, I forgot.
this morning.
That was a story.
Plane carrying 142 passengers and 6 crew. And we've done the math on these stories, Jay. There had to be somebody on that plane that somebody on the ground is thrilled with this news.
Absolutely.
This is great news for possibly a handful of people that
A few
were
sad stories here and there, but
yeah.
there's really some good news coming out of this for sure.
I mean, think about that. Some guy's going through a bitter divorce with some
Yeah.
cunt.
Hasn't yet separated, still has that life
Right.
insurance policy in
Yeah.
play, and he's like, "What?
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
what? You're saying No
What?
survivors?
Wait,
Zero?
She went on that cheap. You're certain there's no survivors because they're saying, we're positive there's no survivors. So this is absolutely Christmas morning for a couple people, at
Lottery
least
ticket.
in France.
Could you imagine that? Like the real thing, like he give them the call, and they're like they expect everybody they call is gonna just be
Faint
broken
on
up,
the phone.
and they call one of these guys. You gotta like
Sure, you're absolutely sure.
You're fucking with me, aren't you? No, I'm serious.
Oh, damn it! Son of a bitch.
He's going, did she take the kids with her?
Oh God, Mike.
Well, he had
He's
some
not
great
a
years with
monster.
him. He had some great years with him.
Yeah.
And it's, hey, can't mourn forever, right?
Well, no,
Time to move on and look ahead.
you want one of those kids to
He's got kicking around cash now. The insurance policies are paying out. And
One young kid
It's
can be
so-
a chick magnet.
It's so
So that
exactly.
might
That's
be-
what I was saying. The one maybe kid, then you're a single father.
well, let's hope it was his weekend.
But no, it's so crazy because I think some people might listen to that logic and think you're like it's insane or it's a joke, but it has to be true.
It's true, man.
Yeah.
I had never thought about that before you brought that up about 9/11.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
I mean, you can't have 3,000 people
There's-
perish and not somebody
Right.
out there going, oh my God, this is great news. Long
There's
live jihad.
no-
This is
yeah,
amazing.
There's no way. There's not somebody on that plane who it was good news for another person.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Probably multiple people.
Or somebody that just
who are
fucking hated their life.
contemplating divorce or contemplating killing this bitch or killing this asshole. Some chick is just like, oh my God, if I could poison his fucking drink and be done with it. Someone's having an affair. They've really fallen for the Carol. And now, oh, wow. God does answer prayers. This is a miracle. He really is looking out for me.
It's a different
High
way of
five,
looking at it, but
JC.
I follow you, man.
Yeah.
It's true.
Again, there's probably some tears being
Yeah.
shed by some
Well,
people.
Here and there.
But it's the yin and the yang of it, right?
you
You
like to
weigh the
say.
good with the bad.
You gotta make as you like to say, you gotta make break some eggs to make an omelet, right?
That's right. That's right.
What else you say about lemonade? Isn't there a saying about that?
I'm not gonna missay it on purpose.
No.
Come on, you're the Miss Say Lines guy.
I know. God damn it. Lemons out of lemonade. I don't know.
That's right. Some people
Did
are
I say it
some
right?
people are making lemons out of lemonade today.
Did I say it
Um,
wrong or
Yeah.
This plane, by the way, an Airbus A320, disappeared from radar after
No,
sending
yeah.
a distress signal.
You make lemonade.
out of
If you're
lemons?
given lemons, make some lemonade.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
You can't remake something into a lemon.
yeah. Okay.
It's already been juiced.
Why
So I said it wrong.
By the way, why did lemons get all the credit for that? I mean, why couldn't you just make some orange juice out of oranges, make some
Right.
wine out of
Because
grapes?
lemons generally, it's not good to get a lemon. A lemon is what's the use of a lemon? Got a bunch of lemons presented with lemons.
They're
What do you
great,
do? You make
they're great
lemonade.
for mixers.
I know that's the thing. It's like I think the concept of like, oh, if you're given lemons and you make lemonade. Well, yeah, that's what you would do with lemons.
Make prune juice out of prunes. Nobody likes getting
I'm
prunes.
not gonna start saying. I'm gonna start saying, get oranges, make orange juice.
There you go. There you go. See,
Start it up, E.
we're going to start a new one.
Exactly.
I got to make orange juice out of oranges, right, Jay?
Could do a lot of other things with oranges, though.
You
Do
could
a
put
lot of
lemons into
things with-
drinks.
Yeah. Lemon rice soup. I mean,
Yeah.
lemons serve a lot of purposes.
Lemon rice soup.
How am I
is
gonna
awesome.
drink my Corona without my lemons, Jay?
With a lime? I don't know.
Oh yeah, shit. I forgot. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Doing a lot of Coronas and lemons, are you? E?
Damn it.
So anyway,
Thought I had a
they
good
get a distress signal at 10:47 a.m. Debris from the jet has been scattered all over the area there. The French president said that he did not expect any survivors. It's a loss, a tragedy. What has happened on our soil? I am seeking information about homes in the area it came down. God, imagine that. I mean, that shit's coming down somewhere. Imagine you're just chilling in your backyard and a fucking engine or a wing lands on you or lands in your yard.
It'd be rough.
They said weather was described as good in the region. The thing was flying high above the Alps.
What?
Yeah,
But they got a distress signal out, right?
they did. And this thing fell. It was traveling at 10:30, cruising at 38,000 feet, 532 miles an hour. By 10:41, the last reported radar returns had the aircraft descending to 6,800 feet and 430 miles an hour. So it plunged 31,200 feet in just 10 minutes.
That's not good, probably.
No, it's probably not good. Yeah. So anyway,
God, but they don't. Well, I guess it's too early to figure out what happened. Why? the deal
yeah,
is.
and it's dominating the news cycle, and so, well, I guess there will probably be a lot more known to this story by the time people listen to this broadcast, but cut us some slack here. That's what we know at this point.
That's the nuts and the bolts of it.
That's right.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
Detroit Cast listeners, it's time to stroll on down to Zott Ford and Holly. Not only will you meet with the hottest sales staff in Oakland County, but you can also take advantage of their spring cleaning sale. Zott Ford needs to broom the rest of its 2014 inventory, and it has to go now.
I don't
They
know.
are stake deep, so they got to sell them cheap. Detroit Cast listeners get 0% financing up to 72 months or rebates and savings that total almost 10,000 on certain models, certain 2014 models. Hurry in and see our friends now. Zott Ford is at I-75 and exit 98. Get there.
We've got another story that doesn't surprise me in the least. You know, these horrific stories happen all the time. David Crosby. Crosby stills Nash and Young. He's got an incredible Kitterman. I mean,
my
lifelong
God.
impressive
Yeah.
Kitterman. He really does.
He'd look weird without it.
Yeah, he would. He is 73 now and seriously wounded a jogger, of course, the most dangerous sport on the planet. Slammed into this guy with his car. He was driving near his home in Santa Ynez when he struck a 46-year-old guy at 55 miles an hour.
Damn, dude.
That's hauling balls.
Seeing a Tesla.
He was in a Tesla, yeah. They said he had this guy had to be airlifted to the hospital, suffered multiple fractures, abrasions, lacerations. This according to CHIPS, California Highway Patrol.
John and Ponch on the scene.
That's right. They were quickly on the scene. They said he was traveling about 55 when it occurred. He stopped immediately to see if the runner was okay. Officers confirmed he was not under the influence of alcohol or narcotics, which is mind-boggling.
Why not?
David Crosby was sober? Get out of here. That's
Seems
crazy.
odd. This whole thing seems odd.
Yeah, the fix is in.
Yeah.
Something doesn't seem right. If David Crosby's sober driving around, that's not right.
Hey, is it true that Melissa Etheridge and her wife used his sperm?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd heard that. I wasn't sure. It's just, I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's
obviously
big-
a hugely talented dude.
and he's a picture of health and no history of drug issues. So why
Right.
wouldn't you use his sperm? I mean, it just seems like the smart thing to do if you're going to raise a child. Why not go with the heroin junkie?
Yeah.
But
Physically not, I don't know, the most attractive specimen, but
no, very
um,
walrus-ish.
very much.
But there's no denying his talent.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they had to be weighing those had to be discussions that were had. Like, yeah, he's a former junkie and he's relapsed a few times, whatever. But God, he can play a guitar and sing.
Right.
So I don't know. Would you take that risk?
No.
No.
What? Use David Crosby's sperm?
Wait a minute.
If
Would
I
a
couldn't-
heroin
if I
junkie
couldn't
really
conceive-
go into like you're not gonna? I don't think that would cross over, would it?
Well, if he has an addictive, addiction is in your genes?
A lot of people say that. Who knows what the real
Yeah.
story is? But yeah, I mean, you see that carried on, and that could be from life experiences growing up. I don't know.
I
Would
take
just
the rock star sperm.
you would just think
Would ya?
it's no different.
You have taken the rockstar sperm, haven't you?
No. What?
When would you take it? I mean,
Well, I wouldn't take it.
how would you take it?
You realize that means you're using. Well, I
I'm
know where
saying-
Jay's going with this, but
Are you still saying that if I were with a girl and we were trying to impregnate her, that I would take his sperm over mine?
No. Just
No,
saying
I
you would
would.
take his sperm.
yeah, you just admitted you would take a rock star sperm.
When I said that, I meant to father a
rub
child.
it in like lotion.
No, I meant to father
So
a
wait,
child.
you're going to father a child, and you'd use another man's sperm instead of yours.
Yes,
Okay.
I think your wife or significant other would probably agree with that. move.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's fair.
So-
Like, I kind of like you, but I really don't want to use your smedge.
and I wouldn't blame her. If I had a choice of my sperm over some sort of like say Kid Rock was I'm going to donate sperm. If she was going to take my sperm or Kid Rock sperm, I would tell her to take Kid Rock sperm.
you'd be pushing physicians out of the room like, I'll gather the specimen. I'll gather the specimen. Hold on, honey. I'll be right there. Hold on. Open your legs.
Sick.
No, I got it.
I got it. Out of my way. I got it. I got it.
It would be very medical purposes only. I would.
Right.
Or he could receive it on the other end and then just scissor with his woman.
Well, actually, Jay, as we know,
See
semen
that
is.
scene just kind of scissor.
Hold still. Hold still.
Just gonna try to grind that in there.
Just lay on your neck and roll upwards, and I'll just stand over you and let it drip into you.
God.
What? You brought this up.
I did.
This is your fault.
Mm.
Crosby, as you mentioned, was driving his black Tesla through wine country when he suddenly came upon the jogger, Jose Jimenez.
Ah.
Little Jose. They're still investigating it, but Cosby claimed he was momentarily blinded by the light. He said the sun glare got to him,
Mm.
which we've all, dude,
Yeah.
there
Where
are
you're
times
literally blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're just like,
where am I
just
going? Where am I
going
going?
straight, I think.
Apparently not going straight.
Ugh.
Yeah. Isn't that brutal?
That is 55. Can you imagine even getting clipped
Yeah.
by a side view mirror or something at 55, let
Yeah.
alone a front bumper?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Not good. Not good. So yeah, it sounds like he's gonna live though. Crosby, I mean.
Thank God.
Yeah, the jogger, Jose's pulling through.
Engaging in such a dangerous exercise.
Yeah.
Had it coming.
Yeah, he did. I mean, you're just tempting fate at that point. I mean, you're out there taking your life into your own hands, running on the side of the road like that. It's crazy. Lunacy. Why would anybody do that? Cops have arrested a guy. These stories always weird me out. We've done a couple of these, you know, we've seen videos, but this goes back to 2012 when this incident happened, but they've just brought charges this week against this guy. And Elisa Lopez was sexually assaulted while napping on a subway train in New York City. And the entire incident was caught on video, which spread online. So this week, Ms. Lopez was finally vindicated when police apprehended her molester, Carlos Chuva. The suspect admitted he was the attacker when officers showed a screen grab from the subway video. It took place at like 4 a.m., one of these where she's out partying all night and then gets on the subway. She's going to meet a boyfriend. She was a member of the Air National Guard. And this was in the Bronx. She briefly dozed off on the train. She woke up moments later to discover this guy caressing her thigh and face, trying to kiss her.
Ugh.
Which, you know, she ended up punching this guy in the face and then fled the subway. She didn't realize the extent of the assault until a friend sent her a graphic video shot by a fellow passenger aboard the train. And this footage shot by this dude, Brooklyn kid, Jassim Smiley, depicts a middle-aged man dressed in a faded denim jacket and jeans, shoving his hand under the sleeping woman's skirt and groping her vagine. Yeah. How do you sleep through that?
Trying to stop that, you film it.
Yeah, which is the
Nice.
bigger issue with this society right now. I have to believe that before cell phones were everywhere, like your immediate reaction would not be to whip out your phone or try to capture this moment.
I guess there's the argument though that if you don't feel like you could take the guy, if you're some little old lady or something, I guess it's the second best thing you could do. But I guarantee this was filmed with check this out.
And you know that because it's posted online.
Fucking asshole.
I mean, this is evidence of a crime. Why would you post it online if you're not just being a dickhead to his YouTube channel?
Oh, that's even,
This idea of every asswipe having a YouTube channel when you're not doing anything but just walking around like, oh, I'm filming a bird today. This is going to look great on my YouTube channel. Ugh. Anyway, the grainy footage is an 18-second clip of the attack. It quickly went viral. People were blasting this Smiley guy for exactly what you said, not getting in. He, of course, films a video of himself defending his actions. There were, and he's doing the, everybody else is doing it. There were 10 other people on the train that didn't do anything. I was the one that did do something.
No,
I filmed it. I'm a hero.
No. Did he say that?
No, he didn't.
That
But
part?
it's basically what he's saying.
No, I know. I just wondered if he exactly said I'm a hero.
He claims, and I don't know, I kind of believe this. He claims that he told the conductor and the police afterwards, and they were like, "Yeah, what are you gonna do? Boys will be boys," and they kind of blew it off. And this is the outrage that I can't stand. That where people pretend to be outraged once they know there's a community that appears to be on edge or outraged. Like the incident sounds like they went, yeah, what do you okay, great. What are you going to do? And then it goes viral and it's like, this is an outrage.
Well, it sounds like the chick didn't know to complain at that point. She just thought the guy was groping her titty or something, trying to kiss her. Didn't realize he had probably fingered her.
Yeah, true. How do you not wake up to that? I guess if you're passed out, it sounds like you're not napping on a train at that point. I think if someone's napping on a train,
How do you not wake up to someone fingering you?
Yeah, how does that happen?
I wouldn't know, Jay. It's never happened to
It's
me.
well, not that you're aware of. There's probably video out there if we
Maybe
dug a little bit.
Peel the onion. This
sup-
is a good time to peel the onion.
I
What
sup-
happened, dude?
nothing happened, Jay.
What's worse,
It's okay.
two
What?
fingers or one?
I don't know.
I mean, if you had to guess,
if I had to guess, I would say probably two.
two
Because
is
two is bigger than one.
Yeah, you okay?
You're in a safe place now. Come on. What happened?
No, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm in the. Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is the last place I would. If
This
anything
is
happened, I would.
therapy, dude. This is therapy. We all run through our issues. We have discussions about things. We feel better at the end of the day.
Oh,
Jay's right.
Is that
This
what
is
you
a
guys
safe
do?
place.
Is that how it works out for you guys?
This is a safe place for you, E.
Come on, man.
Nothing happened.
Peel the onion. All right. He's not ready yet.
As
Jay.
he wears his stock inspector hat.
Big E, stock inspector, at your service.
I-
reporting for duty.
I really, the thing about this is a really cool hat, and I think for the guy, I forgot already. I don't remember who sent it already, but
Do you care?
I mean,
You have the hat, so do you care where it came from?
I care.
No, you don't. Let's
I
be. This,
care,
is,
and-
this is an honest zone, E. Do
Right.
you care who sent you that hat, or are you just glad you have it?
I appreciate it, and I appreciate that people care enough about the show to do things like this. But I mean, as far as his name, I don't know.
Yeah.
But but the thing is, I do love it. But like, I'm really not gonna wear this outside the mall, for example, because
It's not normcore enough.
no, just because it says big. I don't. It says like.
What if you
Like,
scratch
do
off
people
Big
know
E?
you as Big E? Is that what you think it's weird that you're wearing your name on your hat?
Yeah, I would wonder if that people would ask me what it is, and then I'd have to say Big E Sock Inspector, and they'd say, "Well, who's Big E?" And I'd have to explain it about myself.
I
and
think
then,
they might jump to the stock inspector. I might ignore the Big E and do, dude, you're a stock inspector?
I don't know. It's just something.
Why
I
don't you
fear.
do what Jay does and just tape over the Big E?
Could do that.
Perfectly
Got
good
some
hat.
duct tape in my car.
Yeah. You know what? I really appreciate it.
Because I get it.
As
I
a
wouldn't want to
listener.
wear a hat with my name on the thing. That's kind of something like you would think special people would do just to be able to be identified.
Well,
You know-
and the thing is, I don't like. God, I
Dude, the
feel
whole
bad.
thing's so ridiculous. Why would you point to, I don't want to wear it because it has my name,
Well,
Big E?
I'm gonna be honest,
It's
I-
ridiculous. Wear it. It's you, dude.
I know. Well, here's the deal.
That's true.
I'm really weird in what I like. Even though I like stupid things, I'm very picky about what stupid things. And I like this here, but the problem is I don't wear the shirts or the hats that say like I like beer or boob inspector. You know what I mean? Like that shirt. Remember FBI, federal body inspector.
Yeah.
Like these guys walking around with fucking, like I said, those just cliche ones. Or
That was popular in the 80s.
no, it's dude. Are you kidding
I
me?
mean, I
Walk
would think
around
that's
wall-
still
no,
coming
no.
around now because it's coming back in style. But that was in the 80s, the FBI,
Well,
federal
that's
boob inspector.
Well,
like,
that's an example, but I'm telling you, walk around a wall. No, it's been going on for years here. Walk around a Walmart. They have these shirts that are just like,
I know.
I like Chevy trucks or
like
whatever.
The Rubik's Cube is coming back. Those are a play on something that was popular in the 80s. That's just coming back in style now.
No, I know, but I'm talking about I just use that as an example. There's shirts, like I said, if you go to Walmart, it's like, I like Chevy trucks or something. Or if if I'm at work, I'd rather be fishing. And I'm always like, what is the point of that shirt? I don't know. And
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah, he likes to think he's more nuanced in just his the dumb
Normcorishness.
shit that he wears.
Yeah, that's the best way of wording it, I suppose.
Yeah, he doesn't want it like in your face. Like, I like boobs. He wants, 6th grade
middle school.
outdoor education.
Right, exactly.
2009.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you like Special Olympics stuff? You're a big fan of the Special
Of
Olympics
course,
wear.
and to this day, I'm still mad. One of the best of the Salvation Army shirts I ever one of my friends ever had was Mickey, who had this one from like Lima, Ohio, and it was like the 1982 Senior Special Olympics, or no, it's just not special. It's just Senior Olympics. It just said Senior Olympics, like 1982, Lima,
Are there-
Ohio.
By the way, are there senior citizens special like
Special Olympics for seniors.
No. I'm assuming they don't have that. But are there retards that make it to senior citizenville?
I think there are. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I swear to God, that's a fair question. I don't know that I've seen that. That might be rarer.
It might
than
be
the
a
fidget
real
you're trying-
question for you, but is it a fair question?
Well,
I think they grow old. Yeah.
They do. I mean, without
Your plant
complications.
deserves the purest care ever.
What in the hell? E?
I don't know. Someone was intervening. Was that God telling me to shut up? Is that what that was?
I don't know what that was.
There's a computer pulled up and those videos just automatically start playing. Sorry about that. No, I think that's a fair question. You don't see a lot
I
of.
think you're right. There's some that probably have complications that don't allow them to.
Some?
But yeah, some
Like-
of those people.
When was the last time you saw a 7-footer who was like 85?
Well, that's different. That's different than special needs, though.
7-footer.
Seven-
Yeah, I thought
no.
you were talking about.
I know. I'm just
like
saying
Down
there
syndrome or
are
something.
certain things that you just don't see grow old.
Yeah, but a
Like
7-footer is
7-footers.
different because of the heart situation and pumping blood through the heart. That huge
All
body.
I'm
though.
saying is there are certain parts of the population that I just don't tend to
think
see in old age.
I don't think that has to do with Down syndrome people.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know,
Maybe Down
I'm-
syndrome.
They're two separate
But
things.
think about it. He's right though. You've never seen like a 75-year-old person with Downs,
no,
have you?
no,
No.
that's my point. And I
Maybe they're
wasn't.
just super chill and underground. I don't know. But I've never seen one.
No. And I'm not comparing a 7-footer to a retard. I'm just saying I've never seen a 7-foot 80-year-old man.
Well, what ends
I've
up
never seen a
happening
retard.
when you get that old though is you literally shrink. Everybody knows that, but I've seen it happen with
2
my
feet.
dude. My father-in-law, he used to be taller than me.
Really?
Yeah, Paul, he was like 6'3", legit, and we were like right with each other. He was just a tiny bit taller when I first met him, and he's probably 5 inches shorter than me right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's shrinking.
So you're going to be wee at someday at some point?
I guess. But
Wow.
you'll be weir.
You know,
I
You'll
know.
always be weir.
I probably won't be here, but if I were, yeah, I'd be like 4'2". God, maybe I could get in the suitcase with these travels
I'll
at
have to-
some point.
I'll have to look at another one just to make sure. But this is the national.
Downs life expectancy.
Yeah, the National
Google.
Advocate for People with Down Syndrome. Down syndrome. It says in 1983, it's gone up from 25 in 1983 to 60 today, but still 60 is not the average.
So that's the life expectancy.
25. Holy shit.
Jeez.
You're onto something, Mike.
Yeah.
But 60, yeah, I feel like I've seen people in their 50s maybe with Downs, but you're right, dude. 70, 80, you don't.
No,
Uh.
I'm not knocking it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying, but I've just never seen it. It's like a leprechaun. You just don't see them.
Right.
Anyway, this back to our the case of the guy groping the chick on the
Yeah.
subway.
Subway.
Thank you. He claimed he said officers became interested in the case only after he uploaded the footage online and it attracted media attention. Had he physically intervened, the suspect could have accused him of attacking him without provocation. I don't know. That's gonna float. If you see someone being assaulted, I think that's grounds to.
Yeah, I think
No one's gonna bring
sometimes you
charges.
just have to not think about yourself for a moment and
Yeah.
say, all right, that's wrong.
Yeah,
I'm going to put a stop to this or try.
yeah.
I like to think I would have tried to do something, but
He claims he was concerned for his own safety because the guy could have had a gun or
no,
a
that's,
knife.
that's fair.
But that I don't believe for a
depends on the
second that's what he was
circumstances.
thinking.
Yeah.
Because if you were really worried about that, you wouldn't want to be filming it. Why would you want to draw attention to yourself?
If you're an equally I don't know, of the same age, size, you think that you could do something to get this guy's hand away from
at
this
least
chick's
try to
open
wake the
skirt?
chick up or something.
Honestly, if you're 70 years old, I get it. You're an old dude. You don't think you could physically handle the guy. You'd think you'd try something other than just sitting there and filming. But I could see why somebody would say that. Well, I thought that maybe that was the next best thing was to film it and report it.
Yeah, I would
Be
agree
awful
with
to be in
that.
that circumstance and suggest that. Oh, wow, I'm just going to sit here and film this rape going on. And
I would totally agree with that if this was a 50-year-old guy, 60-year-old guy filming it who doesn't have a YouTube channel
Yeah.
and isn't going to post it to
that's what I'm
social
saying.
media.
There is a circumstance where that could be a reasonable argument. It doesn't
For
sound
sure.
like this one is, though.
Yeah, when you've got some 22-year-old or however old he was.
Stand up and do something, dude.
Yeah, especially when he says there are 10 other people that were watching. You don't think all it takes is one jumping in before there's a mob mentality.
Yeah.
Usually, like that's a risk worth taking.
Or like nudging the guy next to you, dude. You see this? What's he doing? You know,
Fuck
and then all
is
of a
this
sudden you
animal
got a
doing?
buddy with you to
Yeah.
go take care of business.
I've never been in a situation like that, but I honestly believe that there's no way I could sit by and watch
No
something.
way.
I know there's no way you could.
Ugh.
I don't
Dude,
know
I
about-
wouldn't. You can think what you want, but I wouldn't. If I was
Wait, you wouldn't what?
I
Intervene?
wouldn't just sit. No, I would not just sit there. I don't know what I would do, but it would be something. I would not be able to sit there and watch a guy.
Do you believe that?
I wouldn't. You can believe what you want. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I think
I
you'd do
wouldn't.
something.
I wouldn't do no.
you! Stop that! You're gonna let me join in?
No, I
Do you
would
know
not
her?
ask to be joined in.
Would there be any possibility that you'd think, maybe that's his girl or something?
Even if it was, honestly, I don't care if it was. It'd still be ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. She broke her silence about the attack. This kid says, God knows I did the best I could.
No, not really.
Posted on social media.
Not really the best you could, honestly.
This chick broke her silence about the attack. She did an interview with Cosmo that she was in disbelief when she first saw the footage. I felt sick to my stomach. I was yelling and screaming. I was hysterical. She released video of her own explaining the circumstances and then launched a Facebook campaign trying to out this guy. Lopez said she's been grappling with post-traumatic stress, night terrors for 2 years. She also cannot bear using the subway. She was having suicidal thoughts. Suicidal thoughts? She also turned to art to help her cope with the trauma and got a puppy and a kitten.
Got a couple poos.
She now's come full circles, and 2 years after that night, I'm at the point where I can say I'm ready to move forward with this. I don't know.
I know what you're about to think.
You don't believe how traumatized she is?
I'm sorry, dude.
You don't know how somebody reacts to that.
Okay,
I get it.
Here's the only problem. You're traumatized by the, and I'm not trying to discount it. I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking. I don't know. You're traumatized not because of what you went through, because as far as you knew, some guy grabbed your titty or tried to kiss you. But then you see video that someone touched your vagine, possibly.
And then you realize what you went through.
And then, okay, maybe I don't understand traumatic events.
No, you know what, Mike?
I'm not trying to be a dick, but
I can't see why you can't see that, how that would be traumatic.
Okay, wait a minute. I don't think that's what he's saying, though. I agree with you. I tend to agree with you. I don't think that's what I think what he's saying is, okay, was it traumatic? Yes. Would you be mad? There'd be some issues for sure.
Okay, you personally might say, okay, just get over it, move on. But dude, I don't think that's unreasonable for a chick to be freaked out by that. And then when the snowball gets rolling, it's rolling. You've got other issues in your life, how those play in. She's an individual. We don't know her. We don't know what is all at play.
I'm just asking. I swear to God, I'm not trying to be a dick or a monster. But when you talk about a physical assault, a rape, where every time you close your eyes, you get flashes of this guy on top of you, ripping your clothes off, doing some violent act.
How is this different?
Because she was out cold for it.
In a way.
I don't know. I'm just asking. Don't bring it on me. I'm just having a discussion about it.
And I'm saying no, I disagree. That's bullshit.
That's okay.
How can you?
I'm just asking the question. Is it different in any way? Would you rather not have recollection of it? Would you, and then see the video?
I personally would rather see a video of myself being violated than have a recollection of a guy on top of me violating me. Yes.
Okay, if you passed out and he fingered your butt, which is plausible.
No, it's not.
Would you? I can't imagine a point where you'd be suicidal over that. You might be like, that son of a bitch.
I personally would not be. I'd just friggin' kill him 10 times over and be done with it. But dude, I don't.
Would you serve an eye for an eye?
Getting anywhere near his ass.
Just saying, Sharia law gets put in place.
Put a glove on, Jay.
You wearing shot pants today, dude?
Yeah.
I like that.
Son of a bitch.
You know what? I got out of the shower and my other pajamas.
Does Gabara know about this? Stealing pants? And
no,
shit?
He does not know.
Wearing them around town?
No, he does not know that.
Oh boy, he's not going to be happy about that.
I'm not allowed.
He's brought that up a couple times to me.
Wow.
He's noticed missing pants from the
they wouldn't be
shop
missing because I take them home every day.
Well,
hey, those are your words.
Different sizes and shit. Likes to wear them short. The whole normcore thing.
Yeah. Are they short?
These are just what they are. No, they're not.
You'd prefer it if they were, though.
Well, I gave a.
God, don't you hate that hipster look right now? These assholes and these,
I don't wear fucking whoa.
These tight suits, and they're just a little too short. The whole Pee Wee Herman look.
Yes, I hate that look. Yeah, it's very it's normcore on a
totally.
I wouldn't do it with
on a formal level.
Yeah, totally.
It's hipster shit.
I wouldn't do it with a suit. I only really have one pair of pants that. Oh no, I do. That do really do that.
That are floods.
But one of them I cut off myself.
The blue one, the light blue ones.
Capris.
No, those are
love
normal.
Capris.
I didn't. Those are not capris.
Those are capris.
I don't own capris. No. Capris are like,
dude, they go halfway up her shin. Those are capris.
No, they do not. They go up to no.
That's sort of been for the last couple of years. It's sort of been in style for soccer pants, like warm up pants, wear capri style.
Really?
Those? Yeah.
No. Why?
I don't know. They're just all over the place. I personally don't have any, but a lot of people do.
Like the kids want them?
The kids, I've seen more like older kids, like high school and then college age kids wearing them. You never seen those?
No.
Kind of weird.
I don't know what the purpose would
It's just
be.
like a long short.
just style. Yeah, I always wanted the long shorts, even when we played.
But
I
it's-
wore shorts under my shorts.
These are mid calf though.
Huh.
Yeah.
Are they tighter at the calf, or are they
No.
just like no? Those are
Just below the knee, above the calf, I guess, right in there. It's freaking
Yeah.
weird.
I mentioned earlier the babysitter. This story is unbelievable, man.
This is chilling because it's a chick.
yes.
You think you can
Um,
trust women, right?
You would think there are some intricacies to this story that are way more disturbing than a normal. Like we're talking about a Houston woman. She's accused of photographing herself sexually assaulting children while babysitting them and then flaunting the photos, showing them off to her boyfriend, who's obviously into this too and is assaulting kids as well. Her name's Ashley Dax. She's 29, and Patrick Schooneman, who's 37. They're both geologists for an oil company.
Yeah, you expect, she works at a gas station on the corner and he's
Yeah.
unemployed.
Exactly. They're both with histories of drug abuse, and I think you just expect the normal story to play out like that. They're both geologists for oil companies. They were collared after Dak bragged about the acts captured on her phone to a friend. Seriously?
Well, how does that come up that you brag about? You're having a few beers and like, hey,
Thank
what?
God for this friend. This could have gone on for years. Thank God some friend was like, this friend got a hold of her phone and reported its contents to the sheriff's department. So the cops go through the phone, obviously, as they do, and they get an amazing chest of evidence. One of the emails or text messages going back between this chick and her boyfriend, where this girl fantasizing about kidnapping a little girl she was watching and sexually torturing her with Schooneman in her car. There's a little girl at lunch with blonde pigtails, kept dancing around on the floor, wanted you to be hiding in my car, and I could bring her to you, maybe 4 years of age. And then he writes, would love that. Would you join us or leave us alone? Join you. We could use the seatbelt to hold her down and wrap her on her neck so she couldn't wiggle because it would get tighter and tighter. She'd be so scared, but no one could hear her if she were in my car. I would hold her neck and head as you pulled her pants off. Holy fuck. Isn't that insane?
Dude.
Other evidence collected by the police show her inappropriately touching an 11-month-old child. I don't understand, like, on any level where someone could get some sort of gratification, but especially with an infant, like what is the game there? Because the 11-month-old is never going to remember this happened. Like, where are you getting off to that? What is the mental disconnect that I'm not seeing? I mean, I can kind of see it with a preteen or something where they're a little more developed, but like where could the possible pleasure? Is it just being totally overpowering over someone
that's
who can't
probably
tell
right?
on you, doesn't have any capability to defend itself? Is that where they get off on this?
Yeah, maybe taking just complete power over another person
And
doing whatever you want.
this
Just a
idea,
whole-
and when I think about this is something, in my opinion, you don't rehabilitate, like throw away the key or just gun this fucking psycho down. Just end them.
firing squad.
Firing squad, for real. Because it when you're dealing with someone who is like actively getting off on the fact of how scared this little fucking kid would be, a 4-year-old, really? How scared, like, I don't know how it could be any better. Like, oh, if you tried to make it a game with the 4-year-old and abuser, but this idea of like, oh, we'd hold her down in the car where nobody could hear her screams, and then like horrific, like monstrous horrific. It's unbelievable. She then sent pictures of her, I don't know, doing whatever to this 11-month-old baby girl. She sends photos to him and he replies, incredible, best ever seen, thank you. They're both charged with super aggravated sexual assault of a child and sexual performance by a child under the age of 14.
Where are these guys? Texas?
Houston.
Okay.
Houston, yeah.
Damn it. It's just, if that was a story about two guys, you'd go, another story about two fucking pedophile guys. The crazy thing is, it's a chick, man.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of these, we talked to Aaron, the guy who was in charge of the whole pedophile
division
investigation. I wonder how many times they come across women who are that into it.
Well,
And if that's on the increase.
It seems like there's definitely been 2 stories we've done in the last year outside of this one that I'm vaguely remembering where it was like, really? Some chick was involved in that? But it's weird. I remember
And
asking
sometimes you
you.
assume if the woman's involved, it's kind of like they're involved at the requirement of the dude she's with.
Yeah, he's
So
brainwashed her
I
to
think
some
that
extent.
happens a lot where a mother of a child, well, but he's my boyfriend and I love him. And okay, you can have it with my daughter. I think that happens all the time, and it has for a long, long time. But to have this chick kind of like the ringleader, it appears, at least in this instance, hey, check her out, taking pictures of her with the kids. And
It sounds like they're both really into that.
yeah, man.
You know, she's on her own babysitting, assaulting a baby, and then can't wait to send the pictures to her shitty boyfriend.
She's got like this great link into that world. Just
It's
'cause
weird.
people trust women.
Yeah.
If
And
you were to meet a dude who responded to some sort of
A 29-year-old
yeah,
guy.
oh yeah, you're gonna watch my kid. No, I don't care who you came recommended by or who you know.
I was just gonna say, I've asked
wouldn't
you
feel
that
right
before.
about that.
I've
But
asked
a
you about
woman,
that.
you'd probably okay. So and so knows her. She seems good.
Yeah.
She's a woman. You don't think that happening?
Yeah. You think of sexual deviancy as a male issue.
Yeah. So I wonder how many of these cases involve women, and if it's on the uprise. I bet it is. Just all the depraved shit that we're seeing more and more over the internet, and as people get exposed to that, their filter.
Desensitized to
Yeah.
it. There's no doubt about it that you know, in some sense we joke about it like, man, I wish I was in high school now. Chicks don't think anything about putting out, or you know, where you actually had to work for it and you know, win over some girl. Like the idea of the one night stand was relatively new. I mean, not new, but it wasn't as common, and there was a shaming aspect to it. Like chicks didn't brag about putting out for some guy, especially if they got hammered drunk and then put out. It was like, oh my God, what have I done? And then you hope to, but nowadays it's like, fuck yeah, bitches. You know, it's like brag worthy in some sense. So there has to be something at play there where it's like, you know,
There's different value put to it. Certainly earlier loss of innocence because of what's available to everybody. And then
it's Sports Illustrated.
and then and then as we said, it just goes down the line. Like you've seen that, you've done this thing, and maybe the next frontier is this. And then you start to get off on it, and all of a sudden,
doesn't bode well for our future, does it?
fuck no.
I mean, honestly, it really doesn't. When you think, like, I remember asking you, like, would you ever let a guy babysit? And I know you just mentioned it, and you were like, no, I wouldn't want a guy to babysit my children. If Gab and I were going out for the night, I don't care who it was. I don't think I'd
there's
want that.
people in my life that I would let, but just
Obviously, but I mean, as far as like
Yeah, a
going
friend of
and
a friend,
buying a
no,
babysitter,
no.
you just wouldn't feel comfortable,
Right.
and it'll be a sad day if we get to that point. And granted, these are so rare, these stories. Kids honestly have never been more safe in the world than they are now. But you just, you know, like we said a million times, just with the way the internet is, it makes it sound like, and these are the types of stories that people are gravitating to.
Mhm.
Not so much the cop that helps a fucking black woman across the finish line in a 10K.
yeah,
That
to make
story
her
just
PR at 20.5 minutes per mile.
Pathetic.
Nice.
both dicks, by the way, both of your dicks.
No, but this story is just yet another story that plays into this idea of why people are driving their kids to bus stops.
Yeah.
You know, and why these parents are so freaked out about strangers and letting their kids do shit. We always talk, oh God, you know, we used to run all day long, come back for dinner.
Yeah.
Hey man, this type of shit and the availability of these stories and the dissemination of these stories is what's freaking people out.
But you would think that it's almost gotten better. Like there's way more digital contact with kids nowadays. You know what I mean? Like when we were kids, you left the house, you didn't have a wallet and ID.
So they can call you when
keys,
they're being kidnapped.
or when they see something out of the ordinary.
GPS will be in that trunk along with them, so
Yeah.
the cops might find their body sooner.
Maybe, but do you really think that that's like a normal, rational
course
thought
not.
in the world? Of course it's not. Has the guy in the creepy rapist van gone by the wayside now? Is that job no longer like being
It's
filled by anyone?
obsolete.
Yeah,
It's like the payphone. It's gone.
Like you don't even hear stories about some guy with candy luring, you know,
Yeah.
just kind of fishing out the window.
No, you
trying
just sit in your mom's basement and do it via the internet.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. It's just weird. You think about the economy and the hits it takes, and and jobs that are lost, as
Technology.
technology improves.
Yeah.
I mean, the van rapist is really, I mean, that's, if it's not a dinosaur, it's on its way to dinosaur.
Yeah, the
On
loss
the way of the
the loss of Chester the molester has sort of flown under the radar till now.
It really has. I
That's a
mean,
good point.
yeah. Why don't we take a quick timeout, and we'll come back, and we got another baby story. This one seems
Better
more-
news?
better than the last one. I
Oh.
guess that's a positive, right?
Yeah.
Sort of. We'll do it next on the Detroit Cast.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, Detroit Cast listeners. It's Steve Gabarra, the general. Hey there, Detroit Cast listeners. It's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford and Holly. We keep things simple, like 1, 2, 3. So for a limited time, you can 1, lease a 2014 Ford Focus for just $123 a month. 2, lease a 2015 Ford Fusion for just $123 a month. Or 3, lease a 2015 Ford Escape for just $123 a month. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Or should I say $123 per month when you lease a Focus, Fusion, or Escape from your friends at Zott Ford. Check out our massive inventory at zottford.com. SZOTT.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast for a Wednesday, and a bit left to go for sure. We got an email from one of our listeners back, I don't know, a month ago.
Longtime fan, great
Yeah.
supporter.
Yeah, and she was wondering if we'd call her mom, wish her happy birthday. I know that sounds lame, but for some reason, Jay of all people got a heart about it and was like, well, why not? Let's call her. And so,
So let's try Rena.
yeah, you want to try Rena? And we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
We don't know where this is going, folks.
It's probably going nowhere except happy birthday, Rena.
Or it could
We
just
don't
go
know
to
anything about
voicemail.
her. She could be a total piece of shit. What do we know? I could go to voicemail. That might be the best case scenario. It's the voicemail. We just kind of, yeah.
So it works.
Hello,
Hi, is Rena there?
this is she.
Hi, Rena. It's Mike and Jay and Big E from the Detroit Cast. How are you?
Jay and Mike from the Detroit Cast. How are you, Rena?
No, it's not.
It is. Unfortunately. How are you? Happy birthday.
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
What is it, number 28?
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Suck
yeah,
ass
I
lawyer.
totally wish. No, it's 43.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
Yeah. What are you doing?
But I
Anything?
think
What's that?
sometimes I look 28 because it's all that good clean living.
Yeah, I doubt that, Rena. If you're listening to this show, you're not doing much good, clean living.
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. So what are you doing for your birthday?
Just out and about, some retail therapy, enjoying some time with my daughter. And can I ask, why are you guys calling me on my birthday?
Is it your daughter Angel that you're with?
Yeah, Angel.
she needs to get
You
credit.
didn't.
She needs to get credit.
Oh, Angel. I did. Oh, my God. I did. Oh, my God.
She's
I'm
been
so going
playing
to
in
kill
this
you when I
since
get off the
March
phone. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, I want to give a shout out to Timco, the unsung hero, the Detroit Cast.
Oh, okay.
We'll tell him.
Oh, he's not there today?
No, we're going early today. I'm going out of town, so don't get any
you're out.
smart ideas. I have someone staying at my house, so don't think you're going to break in, Rena. I know what you're thinking.
Oh, no, I would never do that. You're going to go out and jet set, aren't you?
No, me? No, there was a day. Not now. No, I'm going out. I'm going out to the Grand Canyon. Fingers crossed that nothing happens that gets us in trouble. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beth keeps her footing. We need that to happen. Well, we're
Exactly. Nothing better happens if
Bleh. Yeah. I
Oh,
could,
my God. This is awesome.
yeah. Well, we just wanted to call and say happy birthday. We told Angel we would, and she reached out to us. She was very sweet. Said wonderful things about you. And
Did she really?
yeah,
She did, absolutely.
yeah. So
Oh,
she sent pictures
as long
and
as
everything.
she was polite, because if she wasn't, she knows what happened.
yeah. Maybe you could send us some photos of your birthday party. Are you going to have a party?
No, just I'm past that party phase. But maybe one of these days I can bring you guys a big tub of homemade lasagna.
There you go.
No, I like that. I definitely like that. Maybe you and Angel could come by and say hello to us.
Mike likes to carb load.
I do.
Oh, you know what? Done deal.
All right.
Let's do this.
Sounds good. Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, have a great
Rena. Have a good time. Say hi to Angel for us, and maybe we'll see you soon.
You know what? For sure. And you know what? Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. And I listen to you every day, and people think I'm having a seizure at work because I'm laughing so hard, but I can't laugh out loud. So
That's
Well,
okay.
thanks for that.
Once again, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it, and
All
hopefully
right.
this
And I'm
proves it.
looking forward to getting my sticker.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. Hey,
they
we've got 'em-
arrived.
We've got them sitting on the counter up there. Big E's going to get them in the mail this week.
Yep. They're going
I don't
out.
even know how to use the postal service.
Oh, jeez.
You just gotta go there and throw it at them, right?
Yeah, pretty
that's
much.
it. That's it. It'll get where it needs to go.
Biggie, he's so sweet. You guys need to cut him a break every once in a while.
No, you don't want us to cut him a break. Trust us.
All right, Rena. Have a
All
great
right.
one.
Thanks, Rena. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you guys so much.
All right.
Take care.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye now. Well, there's Rena.
Arena. She's surprised.
Oh no!
Oh,
Did you see that?
Yes.
Is someone else calling?
No, I just worried that was the one moment where you could have got into my phone because it was technically unlocked.
What is in that phone, dude?
I just don't want you.
How many fucking male dick pics do you have in that thing?
I don't have any.
Seriously.
I don't have any.
He's
but
got Grinder just rolling.
I'm just
the
so
whole time.
worried. I don't like anyone going in my phone. I'm very worried that, I don't know, text Matt. I just see you going back and reading texts I have with friends and stuff or girls I'm talking to.
Oh, I'm sure they're fascinating conversations. We'd all be interested in.
You would, because you'd fucking make fun of every fucking word about it, probably. So
Dude, I think there's more than just text.
There is something
Every-
going on. He snatched that away.
None of us would want our text messages read out of context by any other of us.
But I
so
wouldn't
we get
leap
that.
across the desk to get
Did
my
you
phone
see
back.
that? He literally
he leapt.
leapt and ripped it out of my hand. I think there's dick pics on there.
There
and
are.
until I see hard evidence to say otherwise, there are giant dick pics.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
color
there
are
are.
they? What color are your dick pics? What are your favorites?
color?
Yes, whites, blacks, browns. What are you into?
If I would have any alleged dick pics, they'd just be of my own.
What a racist. E, you can't discriminate on dicks.
I don't like penises.
Apparently you like white ones better than black ones. You just said
You're
so.
on record. You like him better than the vagine.
Yep. a
No,
good point.
well, to an extent.
My God.
Well, anyway.
I'd rather be.
What? Finish your thought.
I want to have sex with them.
With Panuses, yeah,
With
I know.
vagina.
We've established that.
But you'd rather have a dick in your face.
Whizzing on
You would.
If it was pissing on me, I'd rather have a guy than a girl.
Still, of all the things he's ever said, that one right there is to me just mind blowing.
It's incredible.
Hey, speaking of things going off in your face, E, we got and by the way, before I move on to this,
Okay.
can we lay some ground rules that Rena was an exception? Jay was
Right.
having a lighthearted moment for some reason and gotten correspondence back with Angel and made that happen. We're glad, but we're not going to call everybody on their birthday.
She was the one exception.
Yeah. And longtime listener, Angel pleaded a nice case for Rena.
Big
and-
supporter.
Yeah. So let's not play that game. It doesn't make the whole win. Not good for everybody. So
There's birthdays every day, Mike.
that's right. That's right. We don't even wish E happy birthday on his. So
That's right.
Rena's a very, very special lady today. Now we got a guy, a father. It's always good when you start with a father. He's facing child endangerment charges after police received a video of him blowing.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I know. Where am I going with that, right? Pot smoke into his baby's mouth.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else.
I know. You say blowing, guy,
Woo, good news out of
Beaverton,
Beaverton.
Oregon.
Great news out of Beaverton.
Yeah, he was not blowing
Of
his
all
baby.
the things you could blow. Right.
He blew pot smoke into his 1-year-old baby's mouth. Officers were called to the house just after 11 o'clock at night on Sunday to handle a custody issue involving the estranged married couple. Police managed to calm down the wife and her husband, who's identified as Christopher Kling. A friend of the family gave officers a video showing Kling smoking from a glass pipe, so he's got a bong, and then blowing the smoke into his child's mouth. One officer which the video hasn't been released, but one officer who watched the video stated he saw and heard the baby cough and saw smoke come out of its mouth.
Dude.
What are people thinking? Like Endgame, people, where is the payoff for this?
It's hilarious.
It is kind of hilarious.
It's not
In a
even
way.
close to hilarious.
Do you remember a friend of ours who
with
would
a
do
dog?
this with the dog?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So it's okay for a dog, but not a
Yes.
baby.
Yes.
Bright line?
Bright
Is that
line.
the line you're drawing in the sand with this one?
I wouldn't say it's okay for a dog. I personally wouldn't do it.
But you wouldn't take smoke in your mouth. If you would,
I wouldn't take smoke in my mouth.
you're
What
not
do you
gonna hit a bong. You're not much of a bong
Yeah.
smoker.
mean? Not at this point.
Yeah. But you wouldn't blow it into anybody's mouth because it wouldn't be in your mouth to begin with.
Correct.
So it's kind of unfair for you to judge because you're not playing that game.
All right. Would you blow pot smoke into
Into
a baby's mouth?
Into the poos?
No, baby. Is that bright line?
Maybe. It'd have to be one awesome
It'd have to be
baby.
the right
though.
baby?
It'd have to be the right
Well, you're going to
baby.
see a baby this weekend. How about that baby?
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about that. I wasn't planning on smoking weed. I don't know how G would feel about Marshall smoking weed at.
How about just vaping?
Oh yeah, I'll be vaping around him,
Yeah.
little guy. Is it weird? Should I be more excited to meet?
You are a dick.
What?
What? Oh, awesome! I love it. Where is it going?
Well, no.
You should be mildly excited to meet your new nephew. I get it. There's not going to be a lot of interaction.
That's
And
my
that's
thing.
what's interesting, mostly for men. And I will admit, as a father, you don't have the connection with the kid until he starts to interact with you. Or
Okay.
she, like you do prior. You definitely you love them when they're little, but it's a lot of just caring for this thing.
Yeah,
And then it hits an all new level when they can speak with you and interact with you.
right.
So you're going to be meeting your nephew Marshall, and yeah, I mean you should be excited. It's your brother's kid, but
Yep.
I agree. There's no reason to be overly.
Okay, I thought you were going to call
Ecstatic.
me a monster. Like I was thinking about, like, oh, going to the Grand Canyon with Beth. Hopefully things work out there. And then meeting Marshall, which I was like, yeah, that's awesome, that's great. But then I was like, well, I don't even know him. Like, what if he's a dick? What if I don't like him? What if he doesn't like me? And it's like I'm reserving judgment until I actually get a good handshake in there and see what this cat's all about. I really don't know anything about it.
Is Beth all excited? Is she like, oh
No,
No.
Beth's not much of a baby person.
Oh gosh.
She's, I'm not saying she'd drown one, but
Right.
she's not. But then she's great when she's around him. When Mark had his baby, we went to the hospital and saw Julian. She held that baby for 3 hours while we were there.
Huh.
Literally wouldn't let it go. So I think she's full of shit when she says, I don't care about babies. But because every evidence points another direction that she really gets off on it when she's there. Whereas I'm like, yeah, look at the little guy, kind of pet him a little bit.
Mhm.
But G is very cool about this. Like my sister was coming to town. She was coming down from California to Arizona to meet Marshall. And she was like texting with my brother, like, oh yeah, I don't know if we'll have time to do anything, because we got to, because of Marshall and this and that. Like, because G was like,
You can
well,
only
go to the
hang
Grand
out with a
Canyon.
baby for so long.
And that's what G was saying. G's like, really? You're going to come here and like, he's going to do what he does. You're going to say hello, meet him for 5 minutes. And then it's like on with your day. Like, you don't need to hang out with him. Like, I don't even do that. I mean, he does,
I would
but
say
not
you do for a couple hours, Mike, just so you
really
Yeah,
couple hours.
Yeah, I would think you'd want
Why?
to hang out.
He's going to have zero recollection of this. The bonding process does not begin for an uncle until like they're, I don't know, 15 or
I think you want to put a good couple hours into him.
sounds like a lot.
Yeah,
Seems
What
like
were you thinking,
overkill.
15 minutes?
Yeah.
No,
10.
I think you want to hang out with him, hold him a little bit. Beth will hold him a little bit more.
All right. I can do that.
Kind of, maybe take a walk with him, put him in the stroller, take a
Oh
walk.
my god.
No, that's out.
Why not,
He
Mike?
doesn't
That's out.
walk,
No,
walk
that's out.
normally. What's he gonna? Why is he gonna walk now?
Why would I do that? No.
Give him his gifts. Got him some gifts, right?
Don't ruin it for him. What if he's listening?
Got him gifts.
I know, but what if he's listening?
That's expected, dude. I'm not. This is no spoiler alert. You got him gifts. You're his uncle.
yeah.
I'm
But
not
I'll
gonna
get
tell
him-
I'm not going to tell him it's a Michigan onesie.
Yeah, but I'll get him cooler shit when he gets older. I
Like
hope
what?
I'm like his first bong or no, no.
Airsoft guns, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Bow and arrow, slingshots. Things that I don't know. His first football jersey.
There you go.
I think I already got him that actually.
You
When he-
think?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Nah, Beth sends stuff sometimes, and I don't know. Anyway, this guy, officers confronted this kid about this video of him throwing pot smoke into this kid's face, this baby's face. He says, you got me. That was stupid of me. I would agree. He was booked on endangering the welfare of a minor, application of a controlled substance to another person. I didn't know that was a crime.
Wow, man, me either.
So if E blows pot smoke into his boyfriend's mouth, you could be arrested for controlled for
Girlfriend's mouth. Girlfriend's
application,
mouth.
whatever. I mean, it's just it hasn't happened yet that we're
but
aware of.
girlfriend.
But either way, whether it was a boyfriend or a girlfriend, would still be illegal.
Okay, well, it would never be a boyfriend.
That was my point. That it doesn't matter
what
if
your
it's
point
man to
was.
man or if for some weird reason it was man to girl in your case, but probably man to man.
He doesn't like commitment. It's weird for him to call them boyfriends.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's more of a glory hole situation usually. Need to call
maybe
that
for
a
you,
boyfriend.
Jay. Maybe for you, but for me,
Good
I'm
one.
only into
No, that was a
girls.
good one.
Yeah.
Take that, Jay.
No, not for me.
Well, not for me either. I'm not into guys.
Well, I'm just saying, if you were blowing pot smoke into your dude's mouth
Girls' mouth.
or buttocks,
girls.
the application of a controlled substance to another person is illegal. Who
Keep that in
knew?
mind, E.
Learn something new every day. So if you're going to do that to him, don't film it and then post it to social media thinking it's cute.
Well, next time I'm blowing bong smoke into my girlfriend's
Boyfriends.
girlfriend, I won't post it and put it on YouTube.
All right. Good for you. Hey, remember Charlie Hebdo,
Indeed.
the magazine
Yes.
in Francois, the French?
Oh, that's still going on?
Yeah, it is. Their readership is through the roof now. Staff at the magazine recently targeted by jihadists are embroiled in a fight over money and increased sales following the terror attack.
Good problem to have.
I guess, but it's kind of a shitty thing. But anytime money gets involved, it just screws things up.
What's the mystery? I mean, what's the conflict here?
Well, I'll tell you, they used to sell 30,000 copies a week. Now they're selling hundreds of thousands, and now they're making like $32 million.
The guys who were getting the checks before get bigger checks.
Well, that's where the argument comes into play. 11 members of the staff have instructed lawyers to launch a legal action to turn the magazine into a co-op so everyone can get a share of the profits. That doesn't sound like something
It's
you'd
very
want to do.
French to me.
Yeah. Others, though, claim such a move would be wrong and it is an attempt to get their hands on the 40% of shares owned by former editor Stéphane Charbonnier, who was killed in the attack. The 40% is now owned by his parents. One of the rebels who wants the money to be shared out equally, Patrick, said when a company has been decimated, you feel completely tied to it. But a spokesman said the squabble was like fighting over grandma's jewelry.
That's what it is like, isn't it?
Yeah. But if you've got 40% stake, there are usually documents that note that, right?
Right.
Some sort of binding thing.
Indeed.
And so if you're 40% owner in something and you die, that doesn't mean like you have a
what's
stake here. It goes
fair?
to E next. Like, no, it goes to your family. That's what happens. And if a company gets
there
successful,
could be provisions in there to buy out and so forth. But you're right in saying it's probably all written out. So just follow the way it's written out.
yeah, I just don't understand.
This idea
like,
that, well, let's be fair and spread it around. I don't like that idea.
well, here's the thing, though. A company's goal is to make money, and it sounds like Charlie Hebdo was hanging by a thread for a long time. And
So this was
this great news out of France. This attack was the greatest news that could have happened to Charlie Hebdo. It put them on the map globally. They're selling copies at an enormous rate.
Break a couple eggs, making the omelet.
So, but imagine if when Apple broke and started making money, however they did it, great game plan, terrorist attack, whatever the scenario was that made you have great success, that doesn't mean that every low-level employee at Apple all of a sudden gets axed because
Exactly.
the company's doing well. It's just not how it works.
You know,
like your job pays what it pays, and
The risk takers make the money, don't they?
yeah, the people that are invested in something and have 40% stake in something. Like, I don't know, unless there's something I'm missing in French law that I don't that we're not seeing.
The whole socialist aspect of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Plus,
seems
is
a bit odd.
Is this? It's not like that. I mean, is this really going to sustain? No offense. I know now it's popular, and you said 100,000. Oh, 35 million. You really think a year from now, are people really
That's a
going to
good
keep
point.
up?
No. Which my first thought was, holy shit! If I had 40% stake in that, I'd fucking dump it now. Take your millions and
It'll
run.
go back to being what it was.
Yeah, of course it will.
Eventually.
Of course it will. It just happens to be a big news cycle story right now. But yeah, it's kind of like
somehow they increase their content, and it'll stay up for a while just because it's Charlie Hebdo. People know
Maybe.
it now, but
maybe.
it's not going to sustain that. You're right, E. Good point. As he picks his nose.
I don't know.
Oh, we'll see how it goes out. But I'd be worried. I'd be worried about the bubble popping like it did with Silicon Valley years ago.
Yep.
The first wave, it's like, yeah, everybody's a billionaire on paper. It's like, well, until you didn't cash out, or I don't know, they probably weren't able to cash out a lot of those companies at the time. But that would be my concern, that it goes back to a 30,000 publication,
Right.
and then it's not worth shit. So, Laura Logan. She's back in the hospital for the fourth time this
Was she
year.
60 Minutes, did you say? Or
60 Minutes, yeah. She's the girl. She's from South Africa. She sounds European, but
Yep.
She's great. She's great. But you remember in 2011, I believe it was, she had that brutal sexual attack where they passed her around
In Egypt, right?
in Egypt. Yeah.
Damn. Dude.
And she was obviously being fingered and all kinds of stuff. I think they went in with blow torches to like try to separate that crowd from her.
Damn.
Like total mob mentality. They dragged her down the street and were just ripping at her clothes and all this stuff. She's checked into a DC hospital for the fourth time this year. A close family friend revealed in the wake of the news of the hospitalization the extent of her suffering since the attack.
The Arab Spring, baby, right?
The Arab Spring, yeah, exactly. People have no idea the physical suffering she has been enduring due to the brutal sexual assault she encountered. She's been in and out of the hospital since the attack. She's since returned to the Middle East, nonetheless. On Sunday, 60 Minutes, she was in the Middle East. They said she was there for months, covering Christianity's getting, persecuted by
ISIS.
Yeah, exactly. There's a kid they showed too from Detroit who went over there to teach those armed forces how to fight against ISIS. Like one lone dude from Detroit trucked over. He's got his shades on and he's showing them how to do all this shit and fight. And
who's paying him?
I think he just went over on his own.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing story. She did the story while ISIS was just 4 to 6 miles from where she was reporting. She did the story over the last 4 to 6 months on location in the face of ISIS, all while suffering from the brutal assault she suffered at the hands of forces during the Arab Spring.
It reminds me of those stories where those aid workers got Ebola and they're like, oh, I want to go right back to Liberia.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever happened to Ebola? Is it still?
It's busy killing people in Liberia.
Yeah,
Is
where
it?
it should be.
Yeah.
It's its homeland.
It's
Still across our borders, Ebola.
Right.
This is America.
As long as it's not in America, it doesn't affect me. I don't care.
Residing in bushmeat.
All right.
Plums eaten by bats.
But it's just funny because
Stay in your own land, Ebola.
me and Jay were convinced we were gonna die.
Oh, yeah.
It was
I was
literally,
pretty convinced.
Dude, I'm still convinced we could die.
Yeah.
but I was
It's
like,
still out there, man. Don't
but-
forget about that shit.
but I was at a point where my sister, whatever job she had, she like a manager that flies back and forth to Dallas, and she was like, the fact that this person that was even in Dallas and that lady, remember that person was in
From
Dallas,
Cleveland, right? The lady.
Yeah.
What did she? She treated somebody in
Dallas.
Dallas and then went to Cleveland.
Well,
Yep.
but there
And it
was
like,
somebody.
Fuck, they're in Cleveland.
No, but that
Yeah.
guy died in Dallas, right? That one dude actually
Yes.
died. And so
Yeah.
my thought process was like, oh my God, my sister's manager was in that area. And what if she, and now it's
funny how that works.
Now it's just like, whatever. I guess. I
Guess
said
we're good. It went back home.
I
They
know.
revoked Ebola's visa and it went home.
I know.
It doesn't affect us anymore.
All those stories about that one nurse, whatever happened to that one nurse that was walking around riding her bike outside.
Yeah.
And it's-
Oh yeah, they wanted to quarantine her.
Oh,
She's like,
yeah.
no, I'm gonna go to the biggest groups of people I can.
but I guess it was just okay
Bitch.
because nothing happened. So we're good.
CBS released a story saying we're really sorry this morning that Laura was readmitted to the hospital. We wish her a speedy recovery. They released a similar statement after she was admitted to the hospital in February. She suffered internal bleeding from diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis,
Yeah. So, is
that like an ulcer or something?
kind of. It's
Same idea.
potentially stress related. The last few years have not been kind to her, they said. Aside from the beating and assault she went through in 2011, she was forced to take a 7-month leave of absence after admitting her report on the attack on Benghazi was based on discredited firsthand accounts. Remember that story?
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
realize she was part of that. Last year, she was quarantined in South Africa, reporting on Ebola's hot zones. Diverticulitis, they say, are small bulging pouches that can form in the lining of your digestive system. They're common, especially after age 40, and seldom cause problems. Sometimes one or more of the pouches become inflamed or infected. That condition is known as diverticulitis. It can cause severe abdominal pain, fever, nausea, and a marked change in your bowel habits.
Ugh. Yeesh. Sounds like internal hemorrhoids.
Yeah, it does. But does that mean that it's necessarily tied to this assault?
So just the idea that it's stress related. I mean,
Maybe.
maybe it was the stress from reporting on Ebola. Maybe it was the stress from misreporting on Benghazi.
Maybe.
How do you separate that?
I mean, I don't want
How do
to.
you pull that apart, Mike?
I don't want to take away from her attack
not.
at all. It was brutal. I remembered at the time, and the thought of just being like, think about how terrifying that would be. Like this is like, I know it's a bad comparison, but the girl on the bus who learned later that some guy put his hand up her skirt, like, and then she's suicidal. Like, imagine, like, I was shocked when it was like, wait, Lara Logan's back on 60 Minutes. It's only been a handful of months since she was literally carried down the street being fucking groped and molested and her clothes torn off.
Yeah, that you'd think that'd put you out of the business, but I guess everybody reacts differently.
It's insane. It's insane. But at the same time, I'd love to know more about it. Like, could that have something to do with it? Maybe it's just the stress thing where it's like, could be compounded from all the stuff she's gone through, could be just from that attack. I certainly wouldn't blame her if it was from that attack of all people to be, but you know, ballsy chick, man. And she's a good reporter.
Very ballsy.
Yeah. To go back to that area, fuck that. No, thank you. This is a story for mostly you, I'm thinking. And we mentioned this one yesterday about a brothel.
Oh, should I pay attention now?
Yeah, you can come back. Welcome back. Welcome back into the fold. Stop staring at the birds. Stop staring at Jay, thinking about how you can get him to like you more. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Maybe someday, Jay.
He's maxed out on his like for you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's not good.
I know. Stop. I see it churning in your head. You're just like,
Maybe,
how can I make this guy
I
like
know
me
you're
more?
gone for a few days.
I just love him so much.
You're gone for a few
I
days.
respect him and his big vocabulary so much. How do I get him to like me more?
Nunnery. That son of a bitch said nunnery.
When you're gone, Mike, maybe my hope was that maybe I could wean myself back into Jay's
good graces.
Send a few texts. Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, you free, man? You free today, Jay?
I know we don't got a show today, but that doesn't mean we can't see each other.
Yes, it does, actually. It means just that.
If this show were to end tragically tomorrow, would you ever speak a word to Big E again?
Big E would be like this fleeting memory, like, oh my God, remember that? Shit.
Remember, like you and Gab would chuckle about it years later. Remember that? I wonder what happened to that guy. He's probably dead, but would there be a closing like, hey, E, it was nice meeting you.
See you, man. Good luck.
He's just staring at his phone screen, crushed, tears streaming down his face for the first time in his life. For the first time, he's emotional about something. It's because Jay's moving on. He's breaking up with E. Tears streaming down his face. Tony, get in here. I need you. I need you, Tony.
That's a great question, Mike. And unfortunately, I think E is like somehow
collateral
wound
damage
himself into my life that, yeah, I'd probably stay in touch with Big E.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't believe it.
No, I think you would in respects to like the first month or two. And then the differences are so stark that it would just trickle off into nothing.
How would we ever? Promise, where would we ever wind up that we would end up in a place together?
Where it would seem fitting for you two to be in the same room?
That's true. How would that happen?
No,
it'd have to. The only way it could be. Well, because the other thing is you disband your Facebook because you wouldn't care about that shit anymore. So I wouldn't. You're not like another person where I could see like, oh, so and so is going to the Piston game tonight. Yeah, so am I, or something. So I'm not gonna. You know, you live out by the palace, so maybe like if I knew you were going to a Piston game, but why would I know? Because I wouldn't be talking to you.
You'd be doing stuff like walking outside your house, looking up at the moon, going, I wonder if Jay's looking at the moon right now, too.
I've often wondered what would happen.
I wonder if he thinks about me.
I have wondered that.
And then there'd be me sitting there going, oh, yeah, I wonder about Big E. Wonder if he's found the love.
I wonder if he found Mr. Right.
Mrs. Right.
Or whatever. We don't know.
I have thought about that before.
Holds.
If this thing, if like something happened catastrophically that literally it did have to end tomorrow, I always did wonder like what would happen.
See,
why the fuck do you guys think this way? This shit never crosses my mind.
I never think of anything. I just always assume it won't work out. So I just assume. I always plan my. I feel like I prepare myself. I'm always preparing myself emotionally for something not to work out because that way it's less devastating.
It kind of comes with the territory of what we do, where you're just like, this can't possibly work. Why would anyone follow what we're doing? That doesn't make any sense. But I think you know,
I definitely
you guys
had those thoughts, but I don't think it through. Like, God, I wonder if I'll ever talk to Big E again. Or
I hadn't thought of it till right this minute either. But now that I think about it, because you guys joke about me dying, falling off a cliff, plane goes down, and the great joy you guys would have. But really, if you're honest with yourselves, the only link to you two ever making eye contact or talking to each other at all is this guy right here.
I know.
I'm the only link between you two. You have absolutely nothing else in common.
Here's how
nothing.
Here's how I really would see that going, Mike. Here's the thing.
You're so right.
I know.
Here's how I really would see it going. If you die, like I know we joke about. You're right about if you died. I think that we would there because you got to do what you got to do. If you were dead, blah blah blah. It is a national thing. It would suck, but it is what it is. I do think, and I don't know if Jay can say what he really thinks, but I really do think that we would try for like a little bit because we would try.
No, you would try for a little bit, and Jay would like play along for.
I know. I don't think he would. I think he would. I think if Jay felt like there was if we could parlay that into getting enough steam to get the name out there, maybe a month.
So it's for
That's what I say,
self-serving reasons.
That's
that
what I'm
he's
saying.
paying
Maybe a
attention to
month. Maybe a month. And then
Put that aside, though. Put trying to get steam on something
he
else.
died?
Yeah.
Put that aside. How does the scenario play out? Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking out of the box a little bit. Gabarra lives pretty close to me, and I could see myself staying in touch with Gabarra, and then kind of like, hey man,
bumping into
is
him.
he
Dude,
still there?
I'm going to tell you right.
Fuck yeah, man, he's like one of our best porters still. You know,
No,
5 years
no,
later.
no.
He's 48 years old.
No fucking no.
We even thought about letting E sell something. What? Are you kidding me?
Get
Holy
outta
shit!
here.
Yeah.
No. I'm telling you right now, if that was the case that you decided that you would keep, if I had any idea that you really were keeping in touch with Steve, like the first day, like 6 months down the line that Steve kind of said, I texted Jay, he asked how you're doing, I would walk away that second because it would fucking make me so bummed that it was just kind of like now just like what's he doing and this is what I'm doing. No, I would fucking walk away the second I got a hint that you asked how I was doing, but through Steve.
Yeah.
Like Steve came to, because then I would realize that holy shit, I'm not doing anything else with my life. Like this isn't okay now. It was okay when I was doing the show to be 31 and carporting.
I honestly, in my heart of hearts, believe if my plane goes down, I go off the cliff, whatever it takes. I think E mourns more for the loss of this show than the loss of my life. I think he's at the funeral, and it's like, and I also believe wholeheartedly that he would outwardly mourn the loss of my friendship with Jay more than my death. Like he'd get over my death in like a day or two. He'd be like, "Wow, that sucks." I mean,
the great thing about it is it would be stated in public because we would both speak at your funeral for sure.
that would be like
E speak.
Oh yeah,
that would be like the last.
You remembered the
finale.
rules, by the way, right?
I remember the rule.
Okay, it's a bright line. Jay.
I know.
That would be like the band.
Not a single
breaking
day to the
up, though.
fullest. I get it.
Yeah.
But we would both speak there, and so E would just his feelings would come flooding out. We'd
You'd
know
let
them
him
immediately.
speak?
Oh yeah,
He'd be up there going like, "I'm gone too soon."
I gotta say something very seriously.
There's
right?
a story
Dave.
about Chicago and a hooker. You ever hear it?
He'd do his stand-up routine at my funeral. I'd be rolling over in my coffin.
I feel really, really bad about this dude, but when I'm really being honest and thinking about myself, I think I would be sad, but I think I would be sad for the show.
You totally would.
I don't know that I really would sit there and care.
I know. No, I know. That's kind of why I love you.
Don't
though,
take
is
that personally, Mike.
No, I don't.
Like
I swear to God,
I really
I don't.
wonder how I would be at the funeral. Like I swear to God, I wonder if I would be like your parents would be there, and I'd probably be like, oh.
Isn't that sad? Like I'd be devastated if Big E died. That would fucking bother me. But I know he's not kidding.
Yeah, I
like
know.
he'd be more devastated for his personal loss
He's
of
a
the
monster.
show than he would be. But I think he's just an honest monster.
That's my thing. That's the thing. I think that maybe I'm a little extreme with this because we have a show that we have going here as opposed to maybe if like, some other maybe thing that you might be doing. But I don't think people that walk around out there, I'm not saying that some people don't have real empathy but I don't think if a lot of people were in my situation at fucking 31 living at home, this is something I'm trying to do here. I'm sorry. I think you put a lot of people in that situation. I'm not saying they wouldn't miss you, but I think a lot of fucking people, if they were honest, would say, yeah, that fucking sucks. But it also fucking sucks because I kind of thought this was going to be something here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, dude.
My coattails died.
Exactly. What am I fucking supposed to do now? I can't. Who do I? You're the only one. So like, I have no one else to call. It's just gonna be me. Fucking.
You should take out an insurance policy on Mike's life.
That's a good point.
No, you shouldn't. Jay should, but E not so much. I think E, it's only fair that you should prepare for the likelihood that if something were to happen to me, that you also lose all contact completely severed with Jay.
I already have.
mean, that's just a reality.
You know
You're
what?
gonna have to.
I'm going to commit to not let that happen. E.
Wow.
You almost kept a straight face.
Uncle
Dude,
E.
I've
Uncle
already-
E.
No.
That's what he's going to be known by.
No.
I've already had that. Honestly, you don't understand. Again, I can't just say how pessimistic I sit at every given second with 5 other ideas of what I have to do if tomorrow this wasn't something. I don't know. I have to. I feel like I can't ever just sit here.
He's got potential as Uncle E. My kids ask about him all the time. They find him very curious.
They should.
Right.
Most children should.
Telling you,
is Eric going to be there today? I'm like, yeah, he's there every day. What's he going to wear? Like what he probably did yesterday.
Dude, it's the reason that listeners react to him the way they do. Yeah. There's a curiosity. Kids don't know how to express it more than, does he stink?
Yeah.
What clothes is he wearing? But people are fascinated by this, whatever this is.
Yeah, I remember Russ saying one time, I might have said this on the air before, but he was like, is he really uneducated?
Oh, Russ. God love Russ.
I have a college degree, you son of a bitch, Rush. Russ, whatever.
Rush. Anyway, going back to our story.
What are we talking about?
The brothel testers.
Oh, the thing that was going to come. The reason I had to start paying attention to the show.
Yes. You're back in.
See, as much as I say, notice I remember that the whole reason this started was that. So see, I know.
Well, there's a brothel that's advertising for quality control testers to check the standards of their services.
Nice.
It's in German, the capital Berlin. They're looking for
I might have to take a few days off here. Oh, maybe I can get this while we're gone.
They're looking for both men and women to check quality, cleanliness, and safe sex practices.
Serious?
And to see if their brothels offer value for money. The advertisement appeared in translated to buyme.com.
Is this real?
Yeah. A social media platform for sex workers, clients, brothels, and companies specializing in the erotic business. The ad claims to want people with a university degree.
Well, I have one.
Why do you need a university degree?
I don't.
Jay, this might only apply to you.
No, I haven't.
I hope you're still paying attention.
I have an associate's. That counts.
Does that count as a university degree? An associate's from Schoolcraft or OCC?
Yeah, no, it probably doesn't. But that
probably doesn't.
Fuck. But why? Well, I'll just lie on the resume. I mean, are they going to really back check?
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe you could get away with that. But
I'll just say I won't say like Michigan. I'll just say I went to Eastern or something.
If not, Jay, there might be a position open for you if things don't work out. Perfect. So university degree, preferably a degree in business, preferably. Not set in stone.
I can just make
preferably.
It up.
Preferably.
Dude,
preferably.
I'll just lie. Preferably. I'm just going to say I have a business degree from Eastern Michigan University. They're not going to fucking ask for my diploma.
Experience at brothels.
Yep, I got that.
And a full health certificate.
Got that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
A multilingual person is desired. Desired.
Doesn't roll your R's.
You can roll your R's.
Thank
You're getting really good at that. With knowledge of French in particular. You've been working on your French. Un, deux, trois?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've been working on that. So that, I mean, at least you could check the box.
Right.
Practical experience with many years of brothel visits is necessary. You should enjoy having fun with people, and you should not be afraid of contact. Oof.
I'm not afraid of contact when it comes to sex. Kinda. No, you know what? I'm serious. I want to apply for this.
There you go. To the astronomy.
Say it's in Germany?
Yeah.
Okay.
Berlin.
Yeah, but so? I mean, they'll pay me.
Or whatever.
And then lastly, before we get to some email, we got a woman who ate live frogs.
Why?
When she was young. I don't know. I didn't know it was possible to eat live. I guess you could eat anything, but ate live frogs. She had to have an 8-centimeter long parasite removed from her brain.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Yin Ming.
Oh boy.
Oh, I don't. What a shock.
I'm sorry, I don't speak
Can
Japanese.
we go a whole episode? Really?
She was complaining of headaches for 6 years when she keeled over at work. She was rushed to the hospital in China.
Ooh, me sorry, me no speak Chinese.
There, doctors discovered something growing inside her brain, but they had no idea what it was or how to remove it, so she was discharged.
Something in there, but
I don't know how to do that. It's kind of the Dr. E. Dr. E was working that day. He was, yeah, there's something growing in your brain, but I don't know what to do about it. You're discharged. And sent her home, where she probably passed out again. So thank God Dr. E wasn't doing the rounds that night. The second time she came in, Yin then took medications.
I don't feel like Chinese tonight anyway.
To try and control the increasing number of headaches and seizures she was experiencing before she collapsed again. Her boyfriend, Shen Tu, was getting increasingly worried about her as her fits and seizures were getting worse. And so too were her headaches. So when she collapsed again, that was the last straw. So Yin was admitted to the hospital. This time, surgeons agreed to operate. Like I said, Dr. E wasn't working that day. During surgery, they removed a 10-centimeter long white parasite.
Oh, that's so
God,
gross.
God,
Yeah.
God.
The idea of an animal living in there.
Oh,
How about the bot fly? Are you familiar with the bot fly?
What's that?
Oh, dude. This
Is that
made
the one that comes out of people's like?
the larva
Yeah,
grows in there. You get bitten in Africa or some shit.
yeah.
And then you develop this thing, and sure enough, it's larva in there, and they try to bust it open, and it gets freaked out by light. So
Yeah.
when the doctors shine the light over it, it like burrows further in, and oh god! But there's these videos on YouTube, dude. You can pull them out, and there's just removing these things from the back of your head.
Ugh,
Just enormous
so
larva.
gross. They said she was found to be suffering from a parasitic infection called sphaerognosis, which had been growing inside her for years. It was attacking her nervous system. Can be contracted by drinking contaminated water or eating a carrier of the infection, such as a frog.
Live frogs.
Yep. It most commonly affects the brain or the eye. Upon waking and being told of her condition, she immediately realized what had happened. She said that when she was a child, around 5 years old, she used to catch and eat live frogs with her grandmother.
What?
why would you?
She actually said she could remember the feeling of the frog jumping as it went down her throat.
Sick ass Nana. What kind of Nana does that?
I don't know. Did your nan ever do that? Your nan never?
No,
You guys didn't share some live frogs together?
no, we did not.
The damage to her nervous system is quite extensive, but we hope we can prevent it from being permanent, as the brain has an amazing capacity to heal itself. God.
Ever tell you Gab's mom had a brain tumor?
No.
Or I guess just a tumor growing in her head. It wasn't specifically a brain tumor,
Was
I
it
guess.
visual from the outside?
Dude, that's the crazy thing, is it only began to become visual at the tail end. It was on the back of her head, and it grew inward in such a way that it just started to push things inward as opposed to showing outward sign of this huge growth.
Yeah.
When they took it out, it ended up being like the size of an orange.
What?
Yes, dude.
How,
Did you
how
make
long did she like?
Orange juice?
Out of oranges.
Yeah.
How long was there pain going on?
What
for
happened was she started, her equilibrium got upset, and she was having headaches and stuff like that. And holy shit, you've got this thing growing on the back of your head. Eventually, it would have taken away her eyesight. And all
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff. Fucking crazy.
How
That
did they
shit
they
can just-
took it out and it was non-cancerous or anything?
correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's brutal. When was that?
Oh man, probably
Years
10
ago?
years ago. Yeah,
Mm.
15 years ago.
That makes me think when you say that, dude. Like I just was having this conversation the other day about cell phones. Remember, like 10 years ago, they
Oh,
would
the
just
whole thing about
Right.
causing
right
tumors.
the babbling on about how these are gonna be cancerous and stuff, and it's like I always feel like they don't talk about it at all anymore. So I always felt like either two things happened: one, it wasn't true, or two, someone paid the shit
Yeah,
out
the
of it.
cell
we
lobby got to everybody.
right. Because how come we haven't heard of? I mean, I haven't heard of a study because I remember why I was thinking about it. My mom, my mom wouldn't let me get a cell phone for a while, and that's because she's like, "Oh, the studies are showing that you're going to get cancer." Now we're putting freaking. Those were before they had internet. Now we have computers to our phone that are going up to the freaking.
They were saying don't put them in your lap either, testicular
Yeah.
cancer.
right.
Yeah.
Although they did find that radar guns, right? Cops that
Yeah.
use radar guns that,
Yeah.
that
Really?
in fact was causing testicular
So I just-
cancer.
Yeah.
It just makes me wonder.
I
in the end.
almost never put my phone up to my ear.
Yeah, it's kind of rare, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I do.
I mean, I speakerphone like crazy and just
But even that, in your pocket, they said. I mean, they said, like he said, just even sitting in your pocket, the battery was supposed to be enough or something.
the magnets.
And now it's like, in my opinion, I mean, I don't know anything about it, but now it's like you're shooting stuff up to the internet. How is that not worse almost? But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, as you've heard before,
Science.
Zott Ford needs more pre-owned inventory. So now's the time to trade in that dumpy ass used car you're driving and get yourself into a brand new shiny Ford. Zott Ford has one of the largest selections of new cars, trucks, and SUVs in the area, with over 400 new Fords to choose from. And here's the best news. Zott Ford will pay you 15% over Kelley Blue Book for your trade-in now through the end of the month. Check out their deals and massive inventory at zottford.com.
What do we got for email?
We do have some email, Mike. James writes in, Mike, don't do it. I went when I was 18 and in pretty good shape to the Grand Canyon.
Uh-oh.
We thought it'd be fun to hike down and back up. We trotted about a quarter of the way down in 45 minutes. We'd been told to double our time, it would double our time to get back up by the Rangers. As I've always been the time Nazi in the group, we turned around to get out in plenty of time to get back to our bus. 3 hours later, we made it out completely out of steam and will to live.
Oh, God.
For the sake of the show, Mike, I'm telling you not to go in your weakened Chaz Bono condition.
Oh, no. This doesn't bode well for me.
There are plenty of spots to push someone over the side in just the first 45 minutes. Take Big E with you if you don't heed my warning and end up going. I think he suggests you push Big E over.
Push Big E over. Yeah.
Mark writes in, gentlemen and Big E, listening to the clip of the rugby club singing drunken songs about dead whores made me hearken back to my own college days. My frat had similar drinking songs, some even to the tune of The Candyman. The lyrics were similarly awful. Thank God no one had a smartphone to record what we sang. We even had a lyric sheet for the newbies to sing along to. I think this was very common among frats. Yeah. Don't doubt that. We had one song where there was a common chorus, everyone sang, and then you were encouraged to make up your own verse on the spot. If it sucked or if you couldn't come up with one, there was an old hiking boot that we would fill with beer and everyone around would chant, "Shoot the boot." Good times.
Could totally see that.
Goodbye, BUI Mark.
Nice.
Yeah, that's believable.
Yep.
Ed writes in, you can absolutely sleep at Meijer overnight. I lived at the truck stop just south of North Territorial on US 23. That is when I learned truckers are assholes. They love honking their horn at all hours of the night to wake other truckers. They would not let me live in the Eastern Michigan parking lot. The security guard would wake me and tell me I could not sleep there. I needed a place with a bathroom, but would just shower at the school gym. Meijer provided the best spot.
Really?
Where no one harassed you. Every once in a while, a cart guy would stop by and knock on the window. Imagine this. You're living in a Meijer. Cart guy stops by, knocks on the window, asks if everything's all right because my car was running for a long time. I would say yes, and they would be on their way. I would move Meijer's so it wasn't too big a burden to anyone's store. At the one in Ann Arbor, I think they knew what was going on, and the cart guys would bring me a water every once in a while. I appreciate them for that, and I do all my shopping at Meijer to this day because of my past with them. Their produce is garbage, agreed. And I pass 3 better stores on my way home, but I always still go to Meijer.
How is that putting Meijer out, by the way? How does that put Meijer
It's
out?
fucking weird. You have these transient people living in your parking lot. That's how it's putting you out. You want a certain image for your store.
What?
You don't
Wait
want
a minute.
freaking people living in your parking lot, dude. I can totally see why they would.
I guess I just don't pay that much attention to my surroundings. I just don't even notice them.
You don't, though. That's the thing. A lot of other people do, I think, though.
Really?
Yes, I think so. Don't you think so,
I
Jay?
totally believe that. Mind your own fucking business,
I know,
man.
but you do
if
it-
someone's living in their car, it means they're on hard enough times. They don't need judgment from me.
Dude, I hear you. I'm just saying, I think Jay will agree with me on this. You really do. Like, I think it's amazing your ability to not seem to notice anything around you. Like, I mean, no, seriously, when you're down to even like we're doing this show and me and Jay can have a full conversation and you're sitting there, no headphones or anything. And it can be like, hey, what are you guys talking about? And it's like and maybe it's a good thing probably at times, but you know what I'm saying, Jay?
Yes.
Like I would totally reckon if I went to a Meijer at 2 a.m,
You
I
mean when
wouldn't
we're
care.
off the air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about just in general. Like you could be
But that's because I'm concentrating on something else.
But you do that with everything, though. You say you wouldn't even notice it at Meijer. You say dude.
But if I pull into a parking lot at Meijer, I'm not paying attention to some rare van in the corner that some guy's sleeping in. Why would I give a shit?
I don't give a shit either. I don't care if anyone has to sleep in their car at Meijer. But I'm telling you, if I went at if me and my buddies stopped from the bar at 3 a.m, and I'd be like, hey, Ty, look there's a fucking RV back there. Someone's sleeping in here or something. Like I would see it. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't tell. I
see buses and RVs too, but I just don't think anything of it. To me, they're just maybe shopping at 3 a.m. in Meijer. Like who cares? Like I'm not going to pay that much attention to worry about what's going on with it. Like that's my thing. It's not that I'm not observant or I have blinders on. It's just like, hey, they're doing what they're doing. I don't care if he's fucking a prostitute in there. What do I care?
Well, that's what I'm saying though. I think I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think you definitely have an innate ability to really be able to shut stuff. I don't think you look around that often,
it's true.
And like when you have things where you're like, I didn't even see this, and it's like it was right in front of you to me, and I was like,
well, I'm surprised to hear you say that. I would expect that from Jay because I think there's a difference between you and me and Jay in that Jay has a family to think about. He's not just thinking about himself all the time. Like you and I. We go through life worrying about number one. Like,
I know.
For the most part, we're on our own stumbling through this life. I mean,
but
I have a girlfriend, you've got a rare occasion boyfriend, whatever. But we stumble about, and unless I'm with Beth, I'm just not thinking about like.
I know, dude, but I'm telling you, it's just.
Whereas if I had a 4-year-old that I was carting around, I'd be paying more attention to surroundings and.
Well,
care about what area of town I'm in, where normally I just don't even think about.
Well, Ty, some of my friends know this about. Maybe I'm just talking about me then. Maybe I'm oversensitive, but I tend to yesterday when Jay's trying to take a picture of me, and the second I realize, I never have something. It's very hard to get me caught off guard on something like that. Like I just tend to be, even if I'm not smart. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm not saying I'm quick with if someone were to attack me. But I don't know. I'm very aware
Your
of stuff that's
attention
happening.
is easily
right, and because it is, I tend to notice everything that's going around me because nothing keeps my attention for that long.
Dude, you got to realize that the guy that's saying this is someone who we spent months tormenting with. Every day he would have a new kick me sign on his back or looking to blow guys sign on his back. Every day I have pictures. We would tape him to his hat. We would tape him to his back. Every day we would fuck with this kid, and he would walk around for, 4 hours with a looking to blow guys sign on his hat or his back. So the idea that you're finely tuned to what's going on around you is laughable.
I don't agree with that.
You couldn't put a suck my dick sign on my back for 2 seconds without me noticing.
Maybe you wanted the sign there. Didn't mind it.
I disagree with that.
It's the only
that's
explanation.
All I can say. Okay, well, whatever. I disagree, but
your whole argument fell apart. But whatever.
No, it didn't. That was a few years ago.
Oh, you've changed. You've morphed into the genius we see now.
I didn't say genius. I never would say genius. I'm just saying whatever.
No, I get it. You're finally tuned into what's going on. I understand.
Okay.
Here's a continuation on the underwearless running issue. You'll remember AA9, that chick wrote in about her track competition, and E was wondering what she ran. AA9 again. I was listening to the rest of Friday's episode, the first episode 306.
Jeez, what a
ass.
People are something, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They really are.
Yeah, a little typo in the posting process, and
crucify us.
Only one area of the whole process.
100 people have to point it out. I was halfway through the 8th and final mile of my morning run when you read my email about the underwearless runner. I started to laugh, making it tougher to get up the final hill. Per Eric's question, for the record, I was a half miler, and 2 miler in high school.
Wow.
I ran the mile at the Midwest meet where I finished second to a chick from Ohio. I'm betting that I ran farther than Eric did today and pretty much every other day.
Ooh.
And so did my dog. My dog runs with me every day, which means my golden retriever is in way better shape than Eric. My dog's actually an athlete. He's ripped, not doughy and supple in the least. Plus, he's way cuter, and he doesn't have to dress all normcore or wear a bright pink hat to get chicks to notice him.
These are valid points.
I don't wear any of that shit for chicks.
Also, on sloppy days, he knows to go right to the bathtub, get in, and sit down. So that he can get washed off post run. Something Big E still doesn't have a grasp on.
You know what? Fuck. Jesus fuck, dude. I want to know what her whole history of running is then, okay?
I don't know. She sounds pretty elite.
Yeah, sounds kind of elite.
Well, what is it now? 8 mile. You know what? I could run 8 mile. I didn't run 8 miles today. You're right.
My sense is she's a lot older than you too.
Okay. Well, so what? I mean,
I'm with you. You're a winner, dude. Believe me, I gotcha.
Every race I've ever ran, every race I've ever ran, I've been in the top 10 to 8 percentile, if not higher. Every race, from marathons, 10Ks, everything I've done. So you know what? I'm not saying I'm a fucking All-American, but the suggestion
you're pretty close to it though.
She's at 8 miles right now. Let's see at the end of the summer. When I've really been running, when I've been finally actually into it, we'll see.
Are you up for another challenge? E, are you challenging AA9
chick to something too?
Yeah. How about her dog?
I think you're going to be sorely disappointed, Jay, because I think even if you get him in great shape, I think there's a strong possibility he could throw that race.
He does have great incentive to lose. I know.
It's
interesting.
He might say, but I think subconsciously the idea of being fingered in the noose is kind of appealing.
I know.
So I don't know. I'm just saying it could be against everything you do, but you could get this guy to machine-like figure. But
I'm going to do my best because I want to bike.
Dude, I will. Whatever race she wants to. Not right now though. It has to be like in a. I mean, you got to give me a month here, but because I'm just getting into it. But I just don't believe it. I don't believe that come June.
How about the Crim or something like that?
Yeah, in August.
Late August.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
AA9. How about that? Hill runner.
Whatever distance in that. I don't think they don't do half marathons, do they? They only do 10Ks, right?
It's a 10 mile.
10 mile? Okay, 10 miler. If she wants to run the 10 miler in the Crim in August, yeah.
It's on. Oof. So in summation, says AA9, my dog pretty much has Eric beat on all fronts. Oh, and he's a better driver. You don't let your
Okay.
dog drive you. Good day, sirs. I said good day.
Good day, sir.
She having her dog do a lot of driving?
One more. Let's see what we got. Okay, this is a thought that we've all had many times, but Keith chimes in with this one. Good day, Mike J. and Dick and Balls Lover. I have a new reward for the show. Auction off the privilege of taking Mr. Fady into his basement armed with only a black light. When he tries to turn on the lights, say, "Hold on, Sparky, watch this." The couch will light up like Times Square on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Your son likes to rub out on the couch to gay porn and blow DNA all over it.
Yeah.
Just a thought, Keith.
We've had the black light discussion here, and I can't find mine for the life of
I know.
me.
We were actually going to do that.
Yeah, we will at some point. I actually went to the store looking for one, and they didn't sell them anymore. But I just need to order one and get one. We'll do that. But I don't want him to prep for it, so we have to spring it on him. Anyway, is that it for
You
email?
got it. We'll save the rest for Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
before, just real quick, Bamboozles
Yeah.
tonight. I
Tonight?
don't remember what time,
Okay.
but it's in Dearborn.
Bamboozles in
like
Dearborn.
8-ish.
Is
Go
it
see E.
Tuesday night or is it Wednesday night?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, Bamboozles.
I said
So-
tonight because we're recording Wednesday show
Gotcha.
today.
That's right. All right, everybody. We'll have a good few days without us, I suppose. Hopefully, I'll be back.
Check out our best ofs though. We got
Fingers crossed.
We
Yeah.
got to check out what E put together here.
Yeah, and we want very strong critical ears listening for production errors, for redundancy in bits.
Sounds a little clip to me.
Yeah.
Jay doesn't even know what clip is. He just fucking says
No, he
it.
does. He does. He's learned.
I absolutely know what it is.
But yeah, we're looking for any of those things because we're not going to have time to listen to them all, but hopefully other people do.
They're just gonna make shit up.
No, they won't. We can track it. We can look at it. But anyway, have a great rest of the week, you guys, and we'll be back next week with the Detroit Cast.